This is going to be 1,896. Oh my gosh, was this? Wow, that's insanely close, guys. This is going super duper well. What is going on, guys? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today I have an interesting one for you because I have invented a new game mode and we're going to give it a try out together today. So this one is going to be on Diverse World, and I call it Roll the Dice because we're going to come over here to a random number generator set between 1 and 5,000 points. Now you may recognize the number 5,000 because that is the maximum points you can get in a Geoguessr round. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the generate button. We're going to get a score. So let's see what the score for the first round will be. So we only have to get 90 points on this first round. So we're going to be guessing far away as possible. Now, if we get too close, we're going to lose. So say we got 5,000 points here, we'd lose 4,910 points. And if we only got 0 points, so we missed out on the 90 points that we're trying to get, then we'd have 90 points. We're trying to have the lowest running total possible. Hope that makes sense. It'll become obvious as we play through, and then I'll come over to the calculator app and do that. Hopefully I'll edit that up. But yeah, let's head into the first one here. Let's see if we can get 90 points, and then we will generate the next one. So no move, no time limit. That's how it's going to work. Let's see what this first round is. So this one is interesting. We appear to be somewhere in the Baltics. As I say that, this may actually be a Finnish sign, perhaps even Swedish. I think maybe Finnish. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were like somewhere over here in Åland or somewhere in Finland. So if we only want 90 points, then I'm going to say something like this up here will probably net us about 90 points, I think. So let's give that a go. We'll see. And this one is going to be 200 points. So we've actually overshot it by a little, and it actually was Sweden, but it was a fairly interesting words for Swedish. Anyhow, not my best round, but 200 points is going to be good. So 202 minus 90 is 112. That is our running total for points. I've just written it down. And then we're going to come over here and generate our next score. So we're going to try and get 3,902 points now. And let's see what type of round we're going to get for there. And this one is Turkish. So Turkey is going to be a tough ask because it kind of looks similar all around the spot. This one is Generation 4 with the antenna. Okay. Definitely seeming quite Turkish. Feels northern to me. And I feel like 3,900 is kind of a typical score for getting on Turkey regardless. So I'm thinking just a southern guess, because I think it's northern. A southern guess will probably net us the right amount of points here. That is my theory. Now, this could be further south, in which case we're going to get too many points, but I have a feeling it's northern. So let's go there. And yep, we have here 3,983. That is a fantastic guess. Actually, that is essentially a perfect guess here. So let us go through and do the math right now. So 3,983 minus 3,902, that's going to give us 81. So we were only 81 points away here. So 81 is the next score. This has been a fantastic start, much better than I could have hoped for. And let's see what our next number is, 1,832. So this one is kind of a bit more tough. I feel like these kind of lower numbers are going to be a bit scarier because you have to be very precise with your estimations. Luckily, this one is in Poland. We've got a Polish URL there, and obviously looking pretty Polish as well, in all fairness. So if I was to put this where I think it actually is, I think maybe somewhere out here in central Poland, maybe offside of Warsaw here. And so if we wanted 1,800 points, I would be thinking that like a Liberia guess or something like that would work. Otherwise, somewhere way up north in Norway. I don't want to I think the kind of kilometers get a bit messed up when you're going so far north on this projection of the map. So I think something like a Tripoli guess would probably, or maybe like a southern Malta, like a Malta guess, yeah, would probably net us about the right amount of points. Let me think now. Yeah, maybe somewhere in, let's go Sfax instead. I like guessing on a city just because it makes it a bit more clean. So let's see here. And 1,660. So again, a really nice guess. And this is where I thought it would be. So actually, we were super close as well. So this is going super well. Let me do the calculations and I'll be back with you. Okay, so 1,660 minus 1,832. So we were 172 points away. Guys, this is going seriously well. I'm super happy with this so far. So let's see what our next number will be, and it all comes down to this. Another 1,800. So we want to be about 2,000 kilometers away. That's probably not too hard. Not as hard as I thought it would be. Especially because this one appears to be Belgium. So we can do a similar distancing again. So this one, we got the red plates, we got the brick buildings, got the Generation 4 camera, even some interesting bollards here. But we're definitely driving right-hand side of the road, so no worries about Britain or anything like that. And we've even got a Belgian flag there. So if I had to say where in Belgium, I think this might be closer to the French border, so maybe around here. And yeah, so this was the distance here last time, so I think I will click on Malta this time, and that will gain us around the right score. So let's click on St. Paul's Bay here, and see if we're going to be correct about that. This is going to be 1,896. Oh my gosh, was this? Wow, that's insanely close, guys. This is going super duper well. So was I about right about where it was? Yeah, I was almost exactly correct. That's where I clicked. So guys, this is going super nicely. So I may have wasted one of my best ever seeds here, except for the Sweden one. I probably wouldn't have gotten the best score on there. But let's go and do the math. So we were 15 points away there. That is quite incredible. Writing that down, guys. Whew, this is going spectacularly well. Okay, so let us head back in here, get our last number, 903. So it's been a lot of low ones. I feel like that is kind of actually beneficial. But here we are in Malaysia. Actually going to be Malaysia with the Generation 4 and with this black, white on the sign. So let's check out what we've got going on here. We're driving left, of course. Now, just thinking, could this be Singapore? I don't think so. Although there are a number of short number plates, so that is kind of messing with me a little bit here. But once again, we want to be about 2,000 kilometers away. I think this is a Malaysian sign, not a Singaporean sign. Likewise, the language is not English, so that would help us decide. But it's a big city, and look at this mosque. That's a massive mosque, and quite a nice looking one too. Anyhow, thinking about, oh, we've got a Malaysian flag even. So thinking about a 900 sizing here. So 903 points we want. So I think we're going to probably be in this city here, either that or KL. So let's pick a kind of midpoint over here. We want to be 900 point range. So I think somewhere in Taiwan or maybe in Hainan might give us the right score here. I kind of want to guess between the two cities though. So maybe in the center of the South China Sea here would give us 1,900, I think. Oh, I mean 900. So maybe a little bit further out again. This kind of seems reasonable to me. Right up the top of the Philippines. I mean, Asia is brutal because we're so close to the equator. These distances are way pumped up. So I think that's going to be about right. I think I may have overshot it a little bit. Maybe Fuga Island would actually be safer here. So yeah, this is a tough round. I think I'm going to go for that. Regardless, we've got a really good score here. So let's see if that is 900 points. This might be too close. Okay, so 1,117. Not the best, but this is actually just in KL. And so here is our summary. We were actually essentially perfect distance from everyone. So, let's actually go to the game breakdown here and find out what that last score was so that we can tally it up. So that's 1,117. And we were taken away from 903. Okay, so that means we were 214 points away, so pretty good indeed. Okay, so here is the final score. These were the 5 rounds, and we end up with 594. That is a really good guess. So that is pretty much equivalent of getting like a 24,400-ish. So yeah, that's kind of fire, guys. I think we should head back in here, do it once more. The first generation for this one is 159, and I think those low numbers are particularly useful, so let us see if we can get another good score. What do you guys think of the mode? What do you think of roller dice, as I've called it? Do you think it is fun? And yeah, we were trying to get 159 here, so let us see if that is going to be well possible. So this one is obviously Taiwan. We are driving right-hand side of the road with these 2 yellow center lines and also this yellow and black warning sign on the pole. All very, very Taiwanese. And so if we're only aiming for 150 points here, I feel like Hawaii is going to be too close. I feel like LA is probably too far. So I'm going to guess between LA and Hawaii, I think. I think that is actually pretty reasonable. Perhaps, yeah, actually I am happy with that. That looks about the right distance. So let's go for that. And we were 24 points only. So Actually, not the best. 159 minus 24, that's fine. Okay, so that was 135. Not actually a terrible start, but we kind of got lucky with the number generation. So let's do the next one. These have all been super low. 1,201. That is no problem. We can do that. 1,200, okay? So this one appears to be somewhere over in France, I would say. Yeah, this looks like a French pole. It's kind of got the holes in the middle as well. And the architecture looks quite French as well. So yeah, feeling pretty confident about that. I would put this around here. I think that seems reasonable. And now if we've gone for 1,200, oh yeah, this is definitely French. I mean, this is like quintessential French countryside, maybe even a little bit further north. So if I was going there, I would want to be placing it around maybe Iceland. So when we were going for these ones, we were thinking of 1,800-ish, and our number right now is, let me remember, 1,200. So yeah, probably have to be a little bit further away than that. I am thinking perhaps of the Canaries here, that they would actually be a decent alternative here. One alteration we can make to the roll the dice mode is that you can only guess on land. That would certainly make certain rounds a bit tougher, but I feel like you can always make the score on land unless you get in Hawaii or something like that, and you need 5,000 points, or like, 4,000 points, then it's not really going to work, is it? So this one is looking around correct, I would say. In fact, I think we might be too close. So let's actually guess a little bit further south. Let's guess over here in the southern reaches of Western Sahara. I think that's actually going to be a little too far. Okay, I'm actually going to go back to the Canaries. I think that is probably actually going to net us about 1,200, unless I am mistaken. So let's see. And hopefully it's not too far south. That is not too bad, because I actually thought we were going to be more down here, in which case we may have overshot it. And this was actually in Belgium. So I was feeling so confident about France there, and we were actually over here. So right on the border, but a decent score here. So let us go and enter that in. Okay, so that one was 217, not a bad score, but actually higher than any of the ones from the last round, which kind of makes sense because I had misjudged where exactly we were going to be. So let us head into the number generator here, 2,038. All these low numbers we've had today, but that's okay, 2,098. So this one is going to be in Denmark. This is like a Danish sign, and if we turn around, I'm sure that we'll be able to see some other Danish elements here. Yeah, fairly confident that this is indeed Denmark. These like kind of low houses are quite Danish, I think. Kind of the kind of bungalow or like kind of one-story houses that you often see in Australia as well. But whereabouts in Denmark? I wouldn't be surprised if we were around Copenhagen here. That would not surprise me. Otherwise, somewhere in the islands region here. And so our score to get is 2,000 points. So I think somewhere in the northern reaches of Sweden here would make sense. If we went up here, I think that would probably net us about 2,000 points. This is a bit risky. Going north rather than south is a bit risky. In fact, maybe I should just come back down here and go Vienna, Budapest. I think Budapest is actually kind of in that 2,000 point range. So let's see that. I actually don't mind Budapest here. And yeah, that's about right, but 2,900? How have I misjudged that so much? I guess like there's so much going on in this region that I kind of like thought it must be further away, but no, that's only 1,000 kilometers away. So that is our first fail of the video, even though I was exactly right, it was in Copenhagen. So yeah, I'm not proud of that one, but that's okay. So that one was 863, sadly. And yeah, let us move on to the next round. We are trying to get 4,524 here. Okay, so we need a good score. Here we are. This is looking American. Ooh, no it's not. We have the British Columbia flag here. And we obviously have the Canadian flag as well. So a dead cert that we are in Canada and that we are in British Columbia, I would say as well. So I think I have had this round before. I'm just trying to remember where it was though. Let's see what we see here. Something river, starts with a J. Some river starting with a J. We are on a bridge. Is it going to be up in these islands? Almost no one lives up in these islands over here, unless we were somewhere over here. I feel like I probably guessed over here last time I had this, because I think I had this round on a video. Comment if you remember. But I feel like this may have actually been somewhere over here inside inside Victoria, inside Vancouver Island. Capital city Victoria, but no, Vancouver Island. I think it's here. So let's see if we can find any river starting with a J. Not that it really matters here, because all we need is a 4,500 points score. So yeah, there's Kennedy Lake. Okay, just looking for any bridge or anything like this. That lake is not going to be quite right. How about over here? So do we have a river? This isn't the Renfrew River. This kind of looks right though. So no, the river definitely starts with a J. So just looking in here, are there any rivers that start with a J? This one doesn't even seem to be marked, to be honest. Whew. So kind of a difficult round here, not gonna lie. What about this one? Souk River? No, not correct. So yeah, just gonna check a few more rivers here before we go in for our guess. I'm still relatively confident, I have to say, that we are on Vancouver Island, because I'm pretty sure I remember having this round at some point in the past. So I think a guess in the middle of Vancouver Island might actually get us the score we want here, if I'm honest. How about this one? This one actually also could work. If it's going to tell us the name of the river, that would be really useful though. So no, all of these river names are actually not right. So at this stage, I'm thinking of just going where I've gone and hoping for the best. Hopefully this is actually not up in the upper reaches of Canada here. But to be honest, the vegetation and everything kind of reminds me more of Washington State anyway. So let's see. And yeah, sure enough it was. And this is actually a really good score. So, oh, there it was, Jordan River. And yeah, it's the River Jordan. So there you go. I really should have been able to get that. I think I probably just went past it and didn't actually realize that this part was a river as well. Unfortunate, but actually our sizing of the distance was perfect and we get a great score. So let's do the maths. Okay, so that one was a 97 pointer, not a bad effort to be sure. So let's get our final number for the video, I'll say, 2968. And let us see if we can get 2968. So it should be about 300 kilometers away, I want to say. This one, I think, is Ireland, actually. But let's turn around. And yeah, I'm relatively confident. The reason is because we've got a yellow, like kind of American style warning sign here. And it's definitely Europe, because we've got this white road line, we've got the sun to the south, so we're obviously in the northern hemisphere here. But check it out, this is an American style sign, and you only get those in Europe, in Ireland. So yeah, I think that is what we're going to have to go with here. So if we're trying to get 2,900 and what was it now? 2,968, we are probably wanting to size ourselves around here maybe. Now that, would that be about, so I think actually we're going to be somewhere in the south here. We want to be about 300 kilometers away. So I think that is actually probably about right. If we guessed in Norwich, then maybe if it's around Cork or Limerick, then we'll be okay. So that is my thought at the moment. 2,900, I think that's going to be about right, to be honest. So yeah, let's see about that. Let's see about that. This might be a bit too many points. Yeah, this is too many points, unfortunately. Even though I was right, it's right near Cork. And it definitely had a southern feel to it. It wasn't as green as Ireland normally is, such a green country. But yeah, I realized my sizing was off. Even Amsterdam probably would have been more ideal here. Well, that's why I was saying 300 kilometers is not actually what you want. 600 kilometers was still enough to get 3,500 points. So I think if you wanted to get good at roll the dice, you'd really have to learn your kilometer distances, so that if you actually work out where you are, you can, you know, get the perfect distances and kind of memorize the difference between different capitals and stuff like that. So that was a 3,493. Let's do the maths and find out our final score for game 2. Okay, so that was 525. So let's work out our total score as well. Okay, so the total score for this one was 1,837. So this one was still about a good 23,000 score, 23,200. So still a really respectable effort. Of course, I definitely do think that this is a bit easier. But yeah, guys, try roll the dice, see what you think. If you're another YouTuber who's watching this video and you've made it to the end, clearly you don't mind the idea, do give it a try yourself. I give anyone full permission. Don't mind if anyone wants to try it, of course. And I think this is actually one of my better thought experiments. Definitely seemed fun in my head, and actually turns out to be fun, if not a little bit of work. But it'd be fun to make a plugin or an extension for this. And if you have the coding expertise and you want to do it, hey, be my guest. Yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Here is our total score for the round, 12,023. So yeah, everything was about right here. I'm pretty pleased with that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Catch you later.